down because Rifkin is always like, I'm so glad I don't have to play it in this tournament. And also, I knew that they had a weird map pool because what she did was actually like consulted like the Koreans that she knew and I think a couple of other tournament organizers, and they said that it would be better to like cut it down to only five.
Or maybe she asked Graham to do it, and Graham was like, "Hey, I
Yeah,
can
the
stop this
input.
intro from being played ever again."
Yeah, he has that power. I mean, people think that I'm like I don't know, holding him to it or something. It's not true.
Yeah, at some level, we know that Rifkin also loves that intro. At some level. Also, Bubblecon, you are not the first person to make that joke. I'm just gonna say.
Okay.
Right?
Did someone drop? I didn't even notice.
No, no, we're all good.
Oh, okay. I don't know
Wait,
why they're
hold on, wait.
reading.
Re?
That's weird.
Well,
Okay then.
I I don't read Korean, but I think that we're going. I
Yeah,
think
I
we're
think
going with
so
it.
too. Game number one in this best of five in the bottom right as the blue Protoss. It's Axiom's Alicia.
And his opponent spawning up at the top left-hand corner as the red Zerg player. It is Penguin, not from MYI.
No, he's not. Diamond Scrub. I actually think Penguin's Masters, but whatever.
He is. He's actually made it to the second group stage of DreamHacks before.
He does it all the time because it's like a free win some DreamHacks.
Shh. We don't need to talk about how sometimes there's platinum level players in that first group stage.
Oh god. Oh man, like I don't want to be a downer, but this Russia DreamHack doesn't really have a lot of players in it. I don't know about that. I don't know about getting up at 4 a.m. to cast the group stage one.
I think it's still fun. I still enjoy casting some of
Oh,
this stuff. But, oh,
you
we
and
have a
Rifkin
fourth
both,
opening.
man. Yeah, okay. So this is why Penguin scouts, though, right? Like, wait, have you been casting Penguin this entire time?
Yeah. Okay. So we casted Penguin last series. I mean, I think we cast him in the series before that.
Penguin versus Ragnarok. Was it Penguin versus Crank or Ragnarok versus Crank?
It was Ragnarok. I think it was Penguin versus Ragnarok. It was a ZVZ. Remember?
Yeah, but before that, how they got there, one of them beat Crank.
I don't think we cast Crank.
Yes, we did. That was the first series that we cast. Remember
No.
on this
No
map,
way.
there was like Tempest and Swarm hosts.
Oh my God, you're right. It
Wait,
was.
what? I thought you were trolling me.
Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on. This game is actually Alicia's doing something really similar also to what Crank did now that I'm actually
Right.
remembering this game. Like he's going for the pylon and he's going for this cannon shenanigans, but he actually gets two cannons down. Three cannons down. Or sorry, two cannons and a pylon.
Yeah, he blocks out the surface area on most of both the cannons, but I think the one on the bottom is definitely still gonna go down. And if that goes down, it leads enough surface area to the other one that this probably just isn't gonna work. Straight up.
Oh man.
Yep.
And actually, Alicia has enough money for the Nexus. He hasn't been able to build it just yet. Now finally drops it down. You can actually see he's not actually sitting at 0 minerals after that because there was actually a drone being really, really annoying from Penguin and just delaying that Nexus. So I don't know, with Penguin holding that off and he's going to kill off the pylon, he delayed the Nexus. I think that he's actually probably feeling decent about that.
Probably. Alicia was keen on canceling everything that he could though, so he didn't waste a lot of minerals on it.
Alicia was keen. I'm sorry. I just start hearing StarCraft player names everywhere these days.
Oh, I already had a problem with my real name because I like the nickname Jess, right? But
Yeah.
Jess sounds like a lot of things when you're just like you're not really paying attention. Like in class, they'll be like just, and I'll look up and think I'm in trouble.
Yes?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, as well, and I'll think I'm in trouble. So now, whenever someone talks about zombies, I think I'm in trouble, but they're just talking about like Walking Dead or something.
How often are you around people talking about zombies? Like, I know zombies are
Surprisingly,
popular, but
a lot, surprisingly, because they'll always come up in conversation. Either they're talking about a show or a comic book, or they're like, hypothesizing the world's end, or they'll be like, oh, what if he like comes back and eats me as a zombie? It comes up all the time.
you're hanging out with some really awesome people. But let's see, where exactly is this game going now? We do have a third expansion being thrown down for Penguin, so I guess everything will look pretty standard. Um, I don't know. Okay, so you were talking about Swarm host play on this map. what kind of stuff do you like to see out of Protoss players on this map? Because
Uh,
I'm still really indecisive about what I like seeing out of Protoss players on King Sejong Station.
IDK stuff.
Good
uh,
answer.
Thank you. Well, honestly, I just ugh, I don't really like. I don't feel good about Protoss most of the time if they're going to be facing against Swarm Host, but a lot of Protosses have been getting really good against it, so I'm not really that concerned
Yeah.
anymore. So honestly, if they want to take it to the late game, I like it perfectly fine on this map for them. They get up to Tempests. Crank did a really great job for the first like 20, 25 minutes on this map in an almost exact same situation. He just kind of
Hmm.
faltered in the last few. So
Yeah.
if Alicia wants to play the long game, which I'm not sure that he does, I think he's a Protoss player that can mix it up a lot. He'll be fine.
Yeah, but taking a look at what he's doing right now, he's gone for that one gate Stargate play. He's getting out that first Phoenix, and I feel like he's looking like he wants to take a third, because he's not dropping out a lot of extra gateways. He's not saving up Chrono Boost or Chrono Boosting out of +1 weapons or anything, or Chrono Boosting Warp Gate. He's just actually clearing out the third expansion, and looks like he's going to put on a little bit of light pressure with the Stargate opening.
Mm-hmm. Certainly a good move. I thought he got a Phoenix. He got one
He
Phoenix?
did get a Phoenix.
One Phoenix
Uh,
in a Void Race.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
it is.
At least get two Phoenix, right? One Phoenix can't even clear out a zone like a Watchtower. Flies over and it just lifts up the zone and is like, ha! Denied you vision for 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Take
yeah.
that.
Oh, hey, we were actually on the, I think we're on the Game Heart version, because Olivia hosted it, so I see the countdown timer now. Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's interesting. Usually if they go into Void Rays, it's after an Oracle. If they go Phoenixes, they get up to 4 Phoenixes, at least. Maybe 5, maybe 6. So certainly an odd opener, but it does give them scouting, just like an Oracle would, maybe a little faster. And the
Mhm.
Void Ray is still just as helpful when defending against any Roach or Ling pressure. Unfortunately for Alicia, with the Spire coming down, it's going to be neither of those. It's just going to be Mutas.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. Because, I mean, has Alicia seen a lot of the Void Rays? I think he maybe saw one Void Ray, but like going for a Spire after seeing your opponent go for a Stargate. Oh my God, Alicia's throwing down 2 more Stargates. I guess that makes sense. He's been making a lot of Void Rays. You kind of
Dang.
expect him to go really heavy into the Void Ray production. But oh my God, there's an Overseer from Penguin. He could actually scout this out.
This is odd. Alicia does finally scout the Spire, so he's going to be pretty happy about the additional 2 Stargates. But then Penguin scouts the additional 2 Stargates, so now would be a good time not to go for Mutas.
I think if you go for Mutas over here, that's actually a suicidal move. To be entirely honest, like you can't expect that to work, right? He's going for Mutalist. He's still making them.
It's like, you could also argue, okay, Phoenix, or rather, Muta Corruptor can beat out Phoenixes, especially when you start to mix fungals in there. That's a really tense, exciting moments for sure. But with 3 Stargates, like that's actually 1 more Stargate to produce Void Rays, in fact. And actually, Alicia's not even going into
Yeah.
Phoenixes at all. He might either be okay with Void Rays to defend against Mutas, or he might think that since he scouted it and he was scouted, Mutas actually won't come.
So many mind game
I
levels
know.
potentially going on right now. The Phoenix does actually scout out these middle cells, so he's gonna have a little bit of time. He should be able to get out at least. I want to say if he starts chrono boosting out the next round of Phoenix, get out like at least 5 or 6 Phoenix, which should honestly be enough to deal with these mutalists.
Yeah. And with the Photon Overcharge, of course, that's going to
Yeah.
definitely take care of just low number of mutas. But yeah, if,
Well-
he is not going to invest in a mutas, which is probably the best move he can do.
Yeah, it's actually going to be the King Sejong Station favorite unit of the day. It is Swarm Host, but mules are actually still doing a decent amount of damage. They're killing off an okay number of probes.
Yeah, and they're just sacking on top of the probes, too. Probably worthwhile. 10 probes in total with that muta harass. I mean, was it worth, like, 8 mutas? Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. What was he really going to
Oh,
accomplish
6.
with those mutalists?
Yeah, and then there's like the whole question, like, why go them at all? But I think, getting as many probes as he did, it's okay. And he transfers into Swarmos, and he has on 4 bases. So it wasn't
Yeah.
a lot to give away.
Storm hosts are set up, and Zombie Grub, I hope you've already eaten before the Alien League started because we already have Spore Crawlers starting up for Penguin. 4 Spore Crawlers at that center expansion to defend those Storm hosts from the terrible threat of the Void Rays. And with static defense and Storm hosts already starting, I feel like we're going to be here for a little bit.
Yeah. I always like in tournaments, no matter what tournament I cast, except Copa. Copa seems to be okay. But like you see, you see
Which
that
is
like,
weird.
yeah,
There's so many Zergs there.
right, yeah. But like you see like oh, it's like it's only been like
Oh.
2 hours into the cast. This is going so fast, and then the last 2 hours, just like the final took up 2 hours for some reason or something. And you're like, okay, never mind.
Yeah. Well, actually, Alicia's doing a really nice job of this harassment, though. I mean, he's killed off quite a few different like units. He even killed off a couple of those corruptors. With the Phoenix count, he has a pretty scary looking Phoenix count. He's getting charged, which I think is a really, really nice decision. That's going to allow him to do that same kind of heavily aggressive style on multiple fronts that Crank was doing really well on this map. I almost feel like Alicia, if he can find a way to deal with these Spore
Oh
Crawlers,
god,
he might be in a good position to push in and kill off a 4th.
he just has so many phoenixes.
Yeah. Like, there's no units that can actually deal with this. The Void Rays focus fire down those Spore Crawlers is actually not even a problem.
Oh boy. With the, I mean, the corruptors just aren't enough with the void rays and the phoenixes together. Well, that's not much does. They will be able to get the corruptors and then the swarm hosts.
Oh my god, I really like what Alicia's doing right now. He's not using prismatic alignment on all the Voiders. He's alternating them on 2 at a time. So that way there's no golden opportunity where the corruptors can just engage the Voiders and there's no prismatic alignment.
That's a good point. It's a really cool micro.
Right.
Oh.
Well, this 4th expansion just as
gonna
soon as
die.
Penguin stops moving in with the corruptors and engaging, the 4th expansion falls. So he feels like he has to engage,
Jesus.
but every single time he does, he loses so many corruptors because the Voiders.
These corruptors can't deal, man. This is not well. Okay, so the reason that Penguin looks like he's kind of like floundering right here is this is not something you normally see. Like if you go from Mutas into Swarm Host and back again, they're going from like Phoenixes back into Colossus. It's actually a very effective transition. To see Void Rays in this number and Phoenix is still in this number, he didn't expect to have to make like more than 15 corruptors to actually deal with this. He just, he's playing a normal PvZ, one without the Void Rays at 13 minutes.
Oh my god, I think and on top of that, like, you have to consider, because you're not used to seeing this many Voiders, normally you see, like, okay, my opponent is producing a lot of Phoenix, they have triple Stargate, let me make an absurd number of Spore Crawlers. He made an absurd number of Spore Crawlers Zombie Grub. He had at least, I want to say, 4 to, like, 6 at every single one of his bases, and look what has brought him, the Voider just killed them.
Dang. +2 flyer attack's gonna try and help out these corruptors, but it's just not gonna work. Penguin actually supply blocked. Oh, these overlords dying.
Oh,
The Spire
no.
might be the next target too.